among the top 10 fintech providers in the Middle East. They did this by providing 7.8 million transactions over the course of their lifetime. Established in 2017, they've managed to empower millions in the process. With us today is Walid Hassouna, CEO of Valu, and it's lovely to have you with us.
Thank you very much.
Now, you've been talking about an IPO since 2014, which is exciting stuff. What do you envision will happen as you progress in this process, and how is this going to benefit the business and its growth strategy?
I think it's very important for a company like us to go public. First, because I think we have created a household brand. So most of our customers could potentially be part of our investors. And that's why we're very keen on going public. We started to speak about that in 2024. I think in 2025, there is a better macro environment that allows for this IPO to happen. Also, we were trying to create enough critical mass of customers, profitability and growth to show the public markets our scalable and sustainable model. It's going to be also an important thing for the fintech industry, especially in Egypt, because it adds another avenue of exit other than M&A only. The only one player that has been able to go public was Fawry, and I think we come second right now.
Okay, now let's get into the details. The company shares that are being listed in EGX, how much are you listing? How much are you looking to raise through this process? What time frame are you looking at?
I think the time frame is based on filing all the regulatory requirements. I think we're very ready to do that. My assumption is that we're going to be in the market by June, maybe mid-June. This could be a date that we can communicate right now, given that we got the pre-approval as of today and yesterday. So this is the most important part. The other part is there will be no primary capital increase. Mostly it's going to be a distribution of dividends from EFG Holding, which is our main and major shareholder. They are distributing dividends to their shareholders in the form of Valu shares. And this is going to represent around 20% of 20 point something of our cap table. So we are introducing another new 20% to our cap table through this listing process.
You've also recently secured a license from the FRA. You are now approaching this, and it opens up so many avenues for you as a fintech provider, but how will this affect the consumer?
I think it's time for the consumer not to be in need to go to our booth or our branches to get onboarded. The fintech license that we just got a couple of days ago is extremely important because it eliminates any manual intervention from our team. It also eliminates wet signature. So we'll be able to onboard customers and provide them with their contracts and collecting their promissory notes without the need of them visiting our booth. It's extremely important, especially in places where it's either high cost to have a physical branch or it's too remote to have a physical branch. So, and not only us, there are a group of companies that got this license, and I think everyone is going to follow suit. So I believe this is going to improve the fintech market in Egypt. And to be very honest, it will give us a competitive edge on banks because they did not apply this yet. So we'll try to make best use of this until the banks come in.
There is always a risk when we talk about buy now, pay later, and there's always concern about the rising consumer debt. How are you tackling this as you're going public and as you're facing all of this scrutiny?
I think everyone is going public right now. So if you look at the US, you'll find Klarna already filed with the SEC. Tabi has also said that they are going to go public this year. So the buy now, pay later has evolved differently in the past few years. All of us know it's a very difficult business to be in because of the high inflation rate. But the best thing that Valu I would highlight for Valu, that since day one we have access to a very strong debt capital market here in Egypt. It's the most or the deepest market in the area. We will be able to do securitization, offloading, and discounting, which are a lot of tools that help us raise debt and with reasonable cost. And also we have access to bank debt. None of this was with recourse on our shareholders at any point in time, and most of our financing currently is with no recourse on Valu. So we were able to access cheaper debt than other players in the market, and this helps us provide our customers with more reasonable interest rate. I think if the ease cycle starts sooner, then our interest rates are going to go down. One thing that we may want to make sure of when we do buy now, pay later, that we have a good part of our portfolio at zero cost to our customers. So we have around 30% of our business is at zero cost to our customers.
Now, you've mentioned you've had access to a lot of things, and on the other side of the spectrum, you've also had access to retailers and banks, and this entire ecosystem has served you very well. How do you think you're going to manage these partnerships post-IPO?
The good thing is that we've done most of our partnerships before the IPO. So it took us 7 years to go public, and I think it will be even better after the IPO, because once you're a listed company, a lot of people will have access to your data, your financials, your disclosures. That will help us a lot with many partners. Luckily enough, we have onboarded most of our partners before the IPO, including big names like IKEA, Amazon, Noon, and others. The good thing also that our cards now does not require us to do a single partnership, a new single partnership, because with our card we are open mostly to all the open loop examples of companies and retailers that accept a POS.
Now, I also know you've had plans for expansion for quite a while.
Yes, we want to go to Jordan.
How is that process going, and are there any other regions?
It has been a lengthy process. I understand why, because regulators are not very much used to our type of product. We are like a hybrid between a retail bank and a buy now, pay later. So it's not a very clear cut where do we really stand because of our product structure. And I think this is one of the best things that Valu was able to build, that we have built something that is not similar to any other model around us in the region or even in the world. And this requires a lot of work with the regulator, because they want to make sure that we can sink into the regulations they have. So it has been like a 2 years process with Jordan, but I think we're very close to launch this year. And we are eyeing another 2 markets still in the region to be able to work with them between this year and next year. Maybe one of them come before Jordan, but for the sake of this discussion, I will not be able to disclose it right now.
This is a very exciting time for you, and I want to thank you so much for all these valuable insights and information that you've shared with us. I wish you all the best with your IPO.
Thank you. Thank you very much.